Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time and the place for the meeting of the Sutter County Planning Commission. Can we have a roll call, please, Rachel?
Richard Dosher,
Here.
Chris Schmidl,
Here.
Carrie Campbell, Burt Manuel,
Present.
Gary Marler,
Here.
Liz Scutley.
There's a process for public comment. I'll get into that after we do the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll stand with me, please. And Mr. Vice Chair, can you do the pledge for us, please?
Salute, pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Under public comment on the agenda, this would be the time and the place for anybody in the audience that would like to speak to members of your planning commission on items that aren't on the agenda for this evening. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to bring up anything to the members of the planning commission that is not going to be covered on the agenda tonight? Good. Okay, seeing that, we'll move on. We have approval of minutes. This is the approval of minutes from our meeting of July the 15th, 2026. Any additions, modifications, or deletions starting on my far right with Commissioner Schmidl?
None.
Commissioner Manuel? None. Mr. Vice Chair?
None.
I have none. And Commissioner Scutley, you were absent, but is there anything you would like to discuss in reference to that? No, thank you. Okay. Make a motion that we approve the minutes of July 15th, 2026. Is there a second?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second by Commissioner Manuel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And is there an abstention?
Yes.
And we had an abstention from Ms. Scutley. She is aware that California code allows her to vote on this, even though she was not present. However, she feels more comfortable doing the abstention at this point in time. Public hearing, item number 2 on the agenda, be project U26-0012, PDC NorCal LLC. An administrative permit for a minor amendment to a previously approved development plan and design review for a new 130,219 plus or minus square foot warehouse building and associated site improvements on a 10-acre parcel. 7234 Pacific Avenue, Pleasant Grove, California, 95668, located on the east side of Pacific Avenue, approximately 0.4 miles south of Sankey Road. This would be assessor's parcel number 35-220-013. Applicant is PDC NorCal LLC. Holder is Hoyt of California and is exempt from CEQA. County staff.
Thank you, Ravina Soraya, Associate Planner. So this project is located in the South County within the Sutter Point specific plan. The 10-acre parcel of the project site is located on the east side of Pacific Avenue, just south of Sankey Road. Neighboring properties also include industrial and employment uses. So there was a rezone and development plan approved on this property in 1989, which allowed for certain uses such as warehousing, ag, and construction equipment, storage, repair, retail sales, and manufacturing. Because the site was not developed, that development plan did expire in 1998. The parcel does retain the M2 PD zoning from that time, so any new development proposal on this site would require a plan development amendment, which is what is submitted here today. The project also includes a design review aspect. So the project itself is a new 130,000 plus or minus square foot building that was submitted by Holt of California. And they are basically reapproving their development plan. So the images on the screen also show you the proposed design, colors, and materials that will be used for the building, as is a requirement of the design review. So Holt has indicated that this project is a relocation of their existing warehouse operations, which is just to the south of this parcel. That includes 34 parts and field employees, from the adjoining property. The building will include approximately 11,000 square feet of office and restroom facilities, with the remaining floor area to be devoted to warehouse use. The primary access from this parcel will be from Pacific Avenue. They have a few driveways from there, and there is a proposed driveway that connects this facility to their existing facility on the south side. So they will have access between. New site improvements include new parking areas along the front of the building and landscaping along Pacific Avenue, which is a part of our design review standards. There is additional lighting requirements, and they have submitted a photometric plan and landscape plan, which complies with all of our county requirements. This use is also consistent with both the zoning code and general plan, and staff has determined that the project is exempt from CEQA because it is a relocation of an existing use on the same road, and there's no proposed major impacts. Following approval, we would file a notice of exemption with that determination. So staff is supportive of this project, and today we are looking for a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, and the applicant also has a follow-up presentation for next.
Great, thank you very much. Starting with my left, Commissioner, do you have any comments or questions of county staff?
I do not.
I don't, Mr. Vice Chair.
No questions.
Commissioner Manuel?
No questions.
Commissioner Schmidl?
No questions.
Your Plan Commission will open up the, we can do the presentation from the applicant during the public hearing, can we not? I'll answer it, yes, we can. Okay. Commission will open up the public hearing, and we will give the same amount of time that we gave county staff for the representative of the applicant or the applicant themselves to make a presentation at the back podium if you'd like to. We usually start off with singing and whatnot, but
I'm sorry, through the chair, the applicant does have a PowerPoint presentation, so would it be okay for them to come over here?
sir, you can go
Okay.
up there if you want to use your PowerPoint.
We're going to be pretty light on the presentation and more just questions.
Okay,
Okay.
whatever you feel comfortable with.
Is that better? Okay, perfect. Hi, good evening, everyone. Todd Chandler with Panatone Development. We are the PDC NorCal reference, so development managing on behalf of Holt of California, the ownership for this. So just help guiding and managing them through the process. We have a slight presentation here. It's got some of the same details that Ravina showed. Want to say thank you to the planning staff, Ravina, Neil, James, everybody in development services that helped us to get here so far today. So quickly, I'll turn it over and introduce, let's see here. Oh, I think this is the planning staff. Is it further? Okay, this was the title sheet. This is not, anyway, I'll keep it brief. I'm here to answer any questions, but first I'd like to introduce Ryan Beatty, the president of Holt of California. Just give a little history on Holt and their site, and then there it is. And then we can answer any other questions related to the project.
Good evening, and thank you for hearing us this evening. I'm Ryan Beatty, I'm the president of Holt of California. We're a family-held Caterpillar dealer. Sorry, stand a little closer, just for you. There we go. Better? Okay. We're a Caterpillar dealer in North America, one of 40 Caterpillar dealers in North America. We're a family-held business started by my great-grandfather in Marysville in 1931. Proud to have a presence in Sutter County since 1945 with our first store in Robbins. We moved down to this current facility in 1968, and we're just looking to expand it and make ourselves a little bit more efficient. So appreciate you guys hearing us and looking for some good feedback. Go ahead, Todd.
So these are similar, the other slide, just kind of a similar overview to what Ravina had showed, overall footprint of the building, kind of how it relates to the existing operations and facility. Just to note, there is a new shop building also contemplated as part of the project under a different application, not consideration tonight, but just showing that for the overall layout and plan of what will be ongoing. Let's see. And then in addition to that, just kind of highlighting some of the building specifications which have been named here. So, clear heights, more building details. I'll gloss over those, but happy to dive deeper or answer any more detailed questions anyone has. And then again, just elevation view of the building from all four sides.
That was your presentation, sir?
That was it.
Okay. Commissioner Schmidl, so we don't have to reopen the public hearing after it's closed, if you have any questions. Any questions of the applicant?
None at this time.
Commissioner Manuel?
I have none. I just hope that the new building comes with 10% discount on parts.
Mr. Vice Chair? I have none. Yeah,
No questions.
okay. Anybody else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this application and project? Seeing none, we'll open it up to anybody in the audience that would like to speak against this project. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the pleasure of the commission. Starting to my left, any discussion prior to a vote?
No.
I have none. Mr. Vice Chair?
I have none.
Commissioner Manuel?
I have none.
Commissioner Schmidl?
I have none.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve project U 26-0012 as presented by staff.
We have a motion from the Vice Chair. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Commissioner Schmidl. And can we have a roll call, please, Rachel?
Schmidl,
Yes.
Manuel,
Aye.
Dosher,
Yes.
Marlar,
Yes.
Scutley,
Yes.
Campbell.
Great. Thank you very much. Item number 3, project number U 26-0020, Sutter County. Amendments to the Sutter County Zoning Code and Sutter Point Specific Plan Land Use and Development Code, incorporating statutory changes regarding the development of accessory dwelling units in the unincorporated area of Sutter County, countywide. Applicant is Sutter County. Project is exempt from CEQA and county staff.
Thank you, Ravina Soraya, Associate Planner. This item before you is an update to the county ADU ordinance. This includes changes to both the zoning code, which is countywide, and the Sutter Point Specific Plan Land Use and Development Code. For those not familiar, an ADU or accessory dwelling unit is a separate dwelling unit that is developed on a lot with either an existing or proposed single-family residence or multifamily residence. And in our county, we do allow it in some commercial and industrial zones as well. So there's multiple types of ADUs, attached, detached, and junior ADUs, and we can go over a little bit more of that later. So why are we updating our ADU ordinance? Over the past few years, the state has made several updates to the ADU laws, and these amendments will ensure that our county is in compliance with current state law. Our zoning code also references outdated government code sections, so we will just be updating those numbers in there. Some of the amendments are proposed to make the language in our code more clear for both our staff and the public as we enforce the zoning code. And finally, these amendments will ensure that we are in compliance with our housing element. There are specific implementation programs within our housing element that require updates to the zoning code for ADUs. The last update that we did to our zoning code and land use and development code regarding ADUs was in 2022. So as you can see, there have been a number of bills passed since 2022. So we've now incorporated updates from all of those bills into our ordinance, all of which have been effected per the state in January 1st, 2026. One of the biggest changes that we've noted was the inclusion of Government Code 66323. This section establishes separate approval pathways for ADUs, and it's ministerial approvals for any combination of the units listed under that section. So previously, our zoning code allowed for one ADU and one junior ADU on any lot, either single family or multifamily. So now under this new provision, someone could, in theory, develop one junior ADU, which is attached to a residence, one attached ADU, or ADU created by converting existing space within a residence. So the difference between the two is that a junior ADU has a maximum square footage of 500 square feet. And then also it allows for one detached ADU. So you would have potentially a total of 3 dwelling units on the site, and obviously septic and well kind of factor into how much you can really develop on each given site in the county. So this does get a little bit more complicated with multifamily dwellings. The law allows up to 8 detached units on a lot with an existing multifamily dwelling unit, as long as that number does not exceed the current total units on site. It allows for 2 detached units with a new proposed multifamily dwelling. And it also allows for non-livable space within an existing multifamily structure to be converted to ADUs for up to 25% of the existing units within the structure. Other development standard changes that we are proposing, one of the biggest ones is maximum size. So our current code allows for a maximum of a 1,200 square foot ADU. Our proposed amendment will increase that to 2,000, and this does not apply to the Sutter Point specific plan, but within the county unincorporated area, we have noticed that a lot of the public has a desire to develop bigger units, and they do have a lot more acreage. So our staff thought it would be beneficial for the community to be able to have a little bit extra living space in their ADUs. Another one is height. So the current code has a maximum height of 16 feet. Our zoning code does allow for higher depending on the specific zoning of that parcel. So in some cases, it's 35 for agricultural or residential zones. And now the state law has a little bit more variation to that other than just the 16-foot height. It allows for increased height if you're near transit. It also allows for an increased height for attached units that have the same pitch as an existing residence, like a roof pitch. So that's all reflected in our current amendments. Another amendment that we are proposing is to change the measurement for size from square feet to interior livable space. So this is a new definition that was included in government code that now says that any unconditioned or unlivable area will not be included towards the maximum size of the ADU. So like garages, for example, any unconditioned storage rooms or anything like that would not be counted toward that maximum square footage. And then again, just the code citations, they did a reorganization in 2024, so we'd be updating our code to reflect those new government code sections. A few other amendments we are proposing is the removal of the zoning clearance approval. So this is a separate planning entitlement that we currently require prior to issuance of any building permits. And just to be consistent with the state's requirement for ministerial approvals and shortened timelines for approval, we are eliminating that requirement overall for both the zoning code and land use and development code. Another change is owner occupancy for junior ADUs. So junior ADUs that are attached to a residence are no longer required to be occupied by the owner of the house if they have separate bathroom facilities. But if the bathroom is shared between the house and the junior ADU, they would be required to occupy one or the other. Again, and then we added a definition of livable space. And as I mentioned before, the state exempt ADUs, or 66323 units, as HCD likes to call them, which allows for that additional ADU. Along with all of our updates, we are we did create this informational handout that will be available to the public to kind of give an overview of what an ADU is, the benefits of building an ADU, the common types of ADUs, and just a little bit about what a homeowner, property owner should know prior to getting started on an ADU. This will be available on our website and at the counter in person for anyone who wants a little bit more information about ADUs. And you will notice there is a QR code at the bottom there. So that will direct you to, in the future, a new website web page on our site that we are working on creating. It is currently in the works, but on this web page you will find the new ordinance, the informational handout, just general information about ADUs, and pre-approved plans for ADUs, which is something that a lot of residents have shown interest in and is a requirement by the state. So we are currently in the works, currently in talks with ADU developers and designers to provide those plans to us. So they'll have a link to their website on here, and that will allow for shortened timelines for permitting and then reduced fees for homeowners, and just make it a little bit easier for them to develop ADUs on the site. So staff is supportive of this project today, and it will ensure that we are compliant with both state law, our housing element. We are looking for a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hay, did you have a comment that you would like to make, sir?
Through the chair, thank you. I just thought I would add so that the ADU plans that are actually going to be available through our department were created by Ravina. So in her life before the county, she actually worked for an architectural firm permitting ADUs in the South Bay. So she's a very capable planner, and we're very fortunate to have her on our staff. And thank you for your consideration this evening.
Thank you. Starting on my left, any questions of county staff? Commissioner Scutley?
No questions at this time.
Commissioner Nothing. Mr. Vice Chair?
I have none.
Commissioner Manuel?
Yeah, I have a bunch. You said it didn't have to be owner occupied. So if they built the ADU, could they actually rent it out?
Yes, and that was a standard even before these changes, that they can be rented out, but it has to be for a minimum term of 30 days.
Okay. What about septic on these? Most people in the county have a septic system that's just built for their house and not pretty much overflow.
Yeah, none of these requirements would exempt them from any septic requirements. So they would still be held to all of those requirements from environmental health to develop a new dwelling unit, and that supersedes any of the government code requirements.
And versus building a house versus building the ADU, what is the permit structure like to go through and cost?
It's similar. So currently we do require a zoning clearance approval prior to permitting an ADU. That's not required for a single family residence, so it would kind of be the same now. They would just have to submit for building permits and septic and well permits and anything else required through the building permit process. So cost-wise, pre-approved plans would have probably reduced fees because they've been previously plan checked by our department. And then development impact fees would be 50% of the total impact fee. And then as far as the other permit fees, that would be through our building division. So I'm not familiar.
Thank you.
Commissioner Schmidl?
So on my 1 acre parcel, I have 400 foot of sewer and an auxiliary field, so I can't build a bigger house because my house is only 1,700 feet to live in. You'd still, in the country, have to have enough room for both primary and secondary on the secondary house. I'd imagine you probably can't share a well either, or it just, so this is something we've should have approved sooner and we're picking up on it now? Or does this mirror what some other counties are doing around us? Or it's just the code that we're updating to?
Yeah, so it's actually a requirement by state that we update our zoning code every year to match all of those bills that
So
were.
this isn't something that the county's made up. This is something that this
No.
down through the state.
Correct. And we did receive a letter from HCD earlier this year, basically saying that there's some outstanding items from our housing element that need to be met. And this is one of those items.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Planning Commission will open up a public hearing on this matter. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this? Seeing none, the commission will close the public hearing, bring it back for the pleasure of the commission. Again, starting with Commissioner Schmidl. Any comments before we go for a vote, sir?
None.
Commissioner Manuel?
No.
Mr. Vice Chair?
None.
I have none. And Commissioner Scutley?
No.
Chair will entertain a motion on item number 3 on the agenda.
Do it, Bert.
So moved.
Commissioner Manuel makes a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Scutley. And can we have a roll call, please, Rachel?
Schmidl,
Yes.
Manuel,
Aye.
Dosher,
Yes.
Marlar,
Yes.
Scutley,
Yes.
Campbell.
Great, thank you very much. Next item is miscellaneous business from the commission and the staff. Any enlightening information over there for members of the commission or the audience?
James Stevens, Assistant Director for Development Services. Again, I want to thank the commission for their service today. If I may, just to touch on something that staff had mentioned about the website, a good reference point for the commission may be to examine the City of San Jose's website. They were one of the first in the state to have very up-to-date, modernized kind of an ADU page, and we're kind of looking at something like they have prepared that would allow people a choice of some reduced costs on some of these pre-approved plans. So if you want to get a much more visual idea of what staff is kind of talking about tonight, that's a good website that you may want to look into that might provide some additional information to where the county is kind of looking to model it based on these state regulations. I would also like to point out that for upcoming agenda items, we have some truck yards coming up very quickly for you gentlemen. We also have some other zoning amendments, and staff is working very diligently to get some Margaritaville items in front of you as well. So we are continuing to work diligently on items to make sure that we have things to present to you. And again, thank you for your service.
Thank you, James. Anything for the good of the order that you'd like to announce?
No.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Mr. Manuel?
No, I just wanted to make sure that 10% was on that warehouse.
Commissioner Spittle?
I have no more to add to that.
The commission would like to welcome our new member from the city of Live Oak. Her first meeting tonight, Commissioner Scutley. We appreciate that. Also, Rachel is here taking our clerk's position from now on. We welcome you and thank you and hope you have a smooth sailing time. James, thank you. County Council, thank you. And IT, thank you very much. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Opposed? Adjourned.
Yes. ADUs took a while. More regulation. Okay, we'll see you.
Thank you, sir.